Hi, this is Dr. Westby coming to you with my inaugural podcast edition. I'm going to be talking to you today about artificial intelligence in special education, some of the roles the teacher needs to be aware of, and some of the responsibilities of the student. Artificial intelligence, also known as AI, was once an idea that we used to think about just in science fiction. About a decade ago, we started to hear about it in research laboratories and in computer science industries. But quickly and quietly, AI has moved to many different parts of the education field, and now it's pretty much integrated in the fabric of our educational systems. This podcast today will talk about the role AI is playing in our classrooms and how we can positively incorporate artificial intelligence to support our students. Special education in general is talking about students who have unique needs due to their physical, cognitive, emotional, or behavioral conditions. The use of an individualized educational program or an IEP is seen as the best practice for helping students make progress to reach their goals. The current research on the use of artificial intelligence in schools finds that there are three areas of use for artificial intelligence that can help support students in special education, or at least three. The first is AI tools that can help personalize learning experiences, AI tools that can help with skill development and improve accessibility, and tools that can also help improve accessibility. For each of these three areas, I'm going to go into more detail. For the first one that we're talking about, AI can help make learning more personalized and individualized by modifying the content and pace to match a student's individualized needs, strengths, and weaknesses. This includes the adapting of difficult assignments, includes providing alternative explanations, such as visual models instead of text models. It can offer real-time, non-judgmental feedback of a student's performance. One example that we were introduced to during this course was the Magic School and some of the AI tools. One of the ones that I really liked was the ability for a Magic School program to rewrite and summarize a text, which can allow students to be able to access the concepts without having difficulty with the modifications or accessibility. And so the ability for AI to provide access is really important. A secondary area for artificial intelligence for students is providing quick feedback and making sure that the task demand is in line with a student's ability and also the goal that the teacher's setting forward. Quick modifications that AI is able to do in targeted instruction based on the inputs that a student's giving them, and having that practice helps the student stay engaged and learn at a pace that is appropriate for their specific needs. One of the things I always stress to my students is that if you're bored or confused, that you're going to find other ways of getting involved in the classroom. And with these artificial intelligence programs that can really target instruction at a level that's accessible, but still challenging for a student, I think is really fundamentally changing the way that students are engaging with these programs. It's not just that I pick the worksheet, it's that AI works with the students' responses to make sure that the worksheet that they're getting is targeting the areas that they need to develop, but also not being so difficult that they are unable to be successful. Another area that I really think AI does a great job on is providing real-world simulations, such as a job interview or navigating an unfamiliar space. I know that I worry about my students moving out into the world and not having the skills that they need to be successful in novel environments. Having the ability for students to practice these skills in a safe environment through artificial intelligence, to pause and reflect on their progress, it's really helpful for them and for me. These supported experiences can help the students engage with the transit system, the supermarket checkout line, with buying tickets to different events, to going to cultural events like stadiums, being able to see what it's like and walk yourself to specific locations in an artificial intelligence environment can help familiarize the students to potential pitfalls, and also the familiarity of seeing it once before you're actually there. I think really helps the students feel more confident before they engage in these novel activities. Another area that I like to talk about is the area of text-to-speech and the ability for students to be able to have more of a voice and be able to communicate better. Text-to-speech has been around for a really long time, but AI has helped break down these long-standing barriers. And one of the things that I even noticed in the advancements like the Voice ITT program is that AI can help mitigate a student's atypical speech patterns and help present communication in a more accessible way for people who are not disabled. So I really do believe that we've had text-to-speech and we've had speech-to-text before, but artificial intelligence is really kind of moving the needle quickly and allowing students to be able to have more effective communication strategies. Now, what are some of the philosophical issues that we need to work about? And what is the teacher's role and how does it change? I really liked an article that I read from Education Week in 2004 that talked about how the educator shifts focus in an AI-supported classroom from a lecturer to a facilitator. They change from a person who creates content to a person who kind of co-designs content with the student. And they change from an evaluator of student performance to a mentor to help the students develop a better understanding of how well they're doing in school. Hopefully, the viewers of this podcast will be able to see the need for being open to these advances in technologies. And really, the ability to be supported as we create personalized learning experiences that are data-driven, consistently modified to meet students' changing expectations and changing needs, and helping them take a step forward is really providing special education services that are tailored to the students' goals and needs, that are adaptable, modifiable, and can change in a timely fashion to be able to react to a student's quickly changing profiles. And I really think it's an important part of like every toolkit that a teacher needs to harness. Lastly, artificial intelligence needs to be looked at in a critical area. It still needs to be overseen by a human being. The inputs that the students put in need to be evaluated, and the new information that comes out to help guide the students needs to be assessed by a human. We cannot trust that artificial intelligence is going to take over for us. So there still is a really critical role to making sure that anything that's presented to our students is in line with what we think is best practices also. As case managers, as advocates, as team members, we utilize AI, but we do not rely on AI to guide our students' performance and our student growth. But the opportunities that it gives us, the ability to collect information and the ability to challenge students at a level that is appropriate for them, I think is really imperative to help support students with disabilities as we move forward. So thank you for listening to this introductory podcast. I'm happy to talk about this more. I have a document that gives some support and some references that I use to find more information on this, and I'm happy to continue to delve into the world of artificial intelligence and how it can support students with disabilities. Thank you.